Hello. Today we are going to discuss the lesson the Indian Constitution. That Indian Constitution they given some rules and regulation. Why we need the rules? If there is no rules, mean what will happen? Nobody will obey the traffic rules. In example, in classroom, if there is no rules, mean what will happen? They will not sit on their place. They will roam here and there. They will not come on time. So we need some rules and regulation in our classroom. Like that, for our country administration also, we need some rules and regulation that they given in our Indian Constitution. So first, what is mean by rules? The rules are formed in the country. The rules are formed in the country. In modern nation, the rules available are written form. That is known as constitution. In modern nation, the rules are as written form. That is known as constitution. Why we need the constitution? All democratic nation have constitution. Okay. In constitution only, they have written rules and regulation. Why we need? It gives idea of nation where we plan to live. It explain nature of a country's political system. Okay, that is the political system in that is democratic or monarchy. So like that it explain. And also it lays rules to guard against misuse of power. So many majority misuse that power. So that also we have to protect the minority. And also it guarantees right to equality. There is no difference between rich and poor. So we have to give the equal importance to all the group of people. So that is the guarantee right to equality. And also check if dominating group is not using power against less dominating group. That means that majority always dominating minority. That should not happen. So in a democratic country, we have to give equal importance to both the sections. So these are the reason we need the constitution. Protecting minorities and their rights. That means always the minority getting problem. In a democratic country, we should protect minorities also. Then another one, check one community dominating another. That means the community means that caste system. That is inter-community domination. That means two different community. That means both are fight against. Or members of one community dominating other with the same community. Sometimes in the same community itself, two group are there, rich and poor, like that. Some people they have the rich and some members who are the poor. They both are fighting with each other. That is called intra-community domination. The last one, protect us from taking decisive that could adversely affect the society as a whole. So these are the reason we need the constitution and rules and regulation. What are the key features of Indian Constitution? You know very well, the father of Indian Constitution is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, he belongs to SC to join government job. At the beginning of 20th century, the Indian national movement has been started. The time spent to plan and imagine what free Indian would be like, everyone to be treated equally and allowed to participate in governance. For that constitution done by group of 300 people in period of 3 years, they have worked. Why they done that constitution mean? To bring together different communities, different languages, different religion and culture. Next one is pillars of Indian Constitution. So total 6 pillars are there. The first one is federalism. Second one, parliamentary form of government. Third one, separation of powers. Fundamental right, fourth one. Fifth one, directive principles. And last one, secularism. So these are the pillars of Indian Constitution. Now we are going to learn one by one. Federalism, that is the first pillar. What is meant by federalism? The federalism means more than one level of government. That means in India we have the central government, state government and local government. There is no only one government rule over the country. More than one government is known as federalism. Well, each state enjoy autonomy in terms of power, subject of national concern, require that all state follow central government laws, and also the state also agent of central government. That means the top to bottom in India, the central or union government is the topmost, followed by the state government. The last one is that local government. The local government means the panchayat. This all will comes under federalism. The second one is parliamentary form of government. The parliamentary form of government, it guarantees universal adult suffrage for all citizens. That means those who are attend the age of 18, they have rights to elect their representative. The people have role in electing representative. India is followed the parliamentary form of government. We know that parliament, the two houses are there, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The third one is secularism. The secularism is officially does not promote any one religion. India is a secular country. That means we are not all giving any importance to any religion. We are giving equal importance to all the religion. This is the secularism. Next pillar is separation of powers. Each organ perform different functions and check another organs, maintaining a balance between them. In India, we have the 3 organs: legislative, executive, judiciary. So you know very well what is the role of legislative. The legislative is that elected representative. What is the duty of the legislative? They are the law making body. So the legislative make the laws. Then what is the duty of executive? So what are the law they were established, that all the law implement and run the government. That is the duty of executive. The last one is judiciary. Judiciary means that court, the system of courts. We know we have the different levels of court. That means in higher level, Supreme Court. That means that country level. The state level mean High Court, and the local level is District Court. The next one is fundamental rights. We have total 6 fundamental rights that we'll discuss later, detailedly discuss later. It referred as conscience of Indian Constitution. It guard against misuse of state powers, protects citizen against arbitrary and absolute powers. The last pillar is directive principles of state policy. It means section was designed to ensure great social and economic reforms. The last topic of this lesson is fundamental rights. We have total 6 fundamental rights. The first one is the right to equality. You know very well what is the meaning of equality. Giving equal importance to all the section. The first equality is equality before law. Equality before law. This means before law. That means the before judiciary there is no rich and poor. All will treated equally. The second one is prohibition of discrimination on ground of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. The people, they should not discriminate based on their religion, caste, sex or place of birth. Next one is giving equal opportunity in matters of public employment. Okay, so for that only, to developing that minority group, the government given some reservation also. That means they also will get some equal opportunity in public employment. The next one is abolition of untouchabilities. You know very well what is the meaning of untouchability. Some peoples are segregated from the society or isolated from the society, so that we have to abolish. Mahatma Gandhi also told about that the untouchability is Harijan. That means the children of God. So we have to give equal importance. So these all will comes under right to equality. The next one is right to freedom. We need the freedom. That means the freedom of speech, freedom of expression, our ideas, thoughts, all will comes. Then protection of life and personal life. So we have to protection our life and personal life. The last one is right to education. We have the right to education. So from top to bottom, okay, so all the members will have to get equal importance and equal chance to getting education. The next one is right against exploitation. Under that heading, the first one is the prohibition of forced labor. That forced labor mean the agreement. Sometime 5 years, 10 years they made the agreement and asked them to work under their factory or industries. That is called forced labor. The next one is that prohibition of employment of children in factories. Okay, in our constitution said that under the 14 years that the employment of children in factory is fully prohibited. These two will comes under right against exploitation. The next one is right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion. So already I told you India is a secular country. We are not all giving equal importance to any religion. So the right to freedom of religion, under that the freedom of free profession, practice and propagation of religion. The freedom of manage religious affairs. The freedom of manage religious affairs. Freedom as to payment of taxes for promoting of any particular religion. Cultural and educational rights. Under that, right of minority to establish and administer educational institution. That means in educational institution, so wherever we want to study from India or abroad, wherever we need to go means we can study. There is no disparities. The next one, the protection of interest of minority. Protection of interest of minority. That means for educational rights, they given some reservation for minority group. They may also can get educational chance. The last one is right to constitutional remedies. Under that, power of parliament to modify the right conferred by this passed in their application to force. Restriction on right conferred by this passed which martial law is in force in any area. This all will comes under right to constitutional remedies. In constitutional remedy, that the people can approach the court and get their constitutional remedies. Thank you.